Mr. Obasi thought his billions made him a god. On a freezing rainy night, a pregnant beggar named Nia asked him for just 5 minutes of shelter. She didn't want money. She just wanted to protect her unborn baby. But Obasi didn't have a heart. He kicked her food bowl into the mud and laughed. "Eat the dirt," he said. "That is where you belong." He left her crying in the rain, thinking he would be a king forever. But he forgot that time changes everything. 20 years later, broke and homeless, Obasi walked into a CEO's office begging for a job. He didn't know that the powerful woman sitting in the big chair was the same beggar he kicked into the mud. And today, before we see how Nia survived this cold night, press that like and subscribe button if you believe that karma never forgets an address. Let's see how many of us believe in divine justice. The rain fell hard that night. It was the kind of rain that hit the skin like small stones. Cold wind moved between the tall buildings of Lagos. People rushed into shops and hotels to protect themselves. Everyone wanted warmth. Everyone wanted safety. But one woman stood alone. Nia stood near the entrance of the Royal Palm Hotel. She was 8 months pregnant. She held her belly with one hand and a broken plastic bowl in the other. Her clothes were wet. Her hair stuck to her face. Her bare feet were covered in mud. Her lips shivered from the cold. She did not come to beg for money. She did not come to trouble anyone. She only wanted a little kindness. Just 5 minutes under the roof. Just 5 minutes to keep her baby warm. But the guards avoided her eyes. Guests walked past her without looking. Some covered their noses as they moved by. To them, she was invisible, a shadow in the rain. Nia looked at the sky. She whispered to her unborn child, "Hold on, my baby. I am trying." Her voice was soft and broken. She leaned against the wall to rest her tired legs. The wind felt colder now. Her stomach tightened from stress and hunger. Then she heard the sound of a luxury car. A black, shiny car rolled to a stop in front of the hotel. The headlights lit up her face. The engine hummed like something powerful and expensive. The door opened. A man stepped out. He wore a long, dark coat, gold rings, a watch that could feed a family for a year. His shoes looked new, polished, perfect. This was Mr. Obasi, a billionaire businessman, a man known for power, success, and pride. He never bowed to anyone. He believed money made him untouchable. When he saw Nia standing near his car, his face twisted in anger. He held his nose, as if a bad smell had touched him. He didn't even try to hide his disgust. "Move away from my car," he said loudly. His voice was sharp like a knife. People nearby turned to look. Nia stepped back quickly. She didn't want to make trouble. "Please, sir," she whispered. "I just need a few minutes. My baby is cold." Her voice trembled. Her hands shook. But she spoke with hope. Hope that someone rich might show mercy. Hope that a small kindness might save her child. But there was no kindness in Obasi's eyes. Only pride. Only hate. "Get away from me," he growled. "You smell like the sewer you crawled out of." Nia felt tears fill her eyes. She tried again. "Please, I will not touch your car. I will stay far. Just 5 minutes. Please." But Obasi didn't listen. He didn't care. He didn't even see her as human. He kicked her plastic bowl. It flew out of her hands and hit the ground. The little rice she had saved spilled into the mud. Dirty water washed it away. Nia gasped and bent down to grab the bowl. But Obasi stepped closer. He tossed a crumpled $100 bill at her feet. It landed in the mud with a wet sound. He pointed at it with a cruel smile. "Eat the mud," he said. "That is where you belong." His words cut deeper than the cold rain. He turned away without looking back. He opened his car door, sat inside, and slammed it shut. The car sped off, splashing muddy water on Nia's legs. For a moment, she stayed on her knees. Her hands hung loosely by her side. Her eyes stared at the muddy bill on the ground. Her throat felt tight. Her chest hurt. Her baby kicked softly, as if feeling her pain. Slowly, with shaking fingers, she picked up the dirty money. She did not want to touch it, but she had no choice. She had to survive. For her child, rain soaked her face. Tears mixed with the water. Nobody stopped to help. Nobody asked if she was okay. Nia held her belly with both hands. She whispered, "I'm sorry, my baby, but we will not stay here forever. I promise you. We will rise one day." The night felt endless. The city lights blurred in the rain, and the memory of Obasi's cruelty stayed in her heart like a wound. Nia walked slowly away from the hotel. The rain felt colder now. Her clothes stuck to her body. Her belly felt heavy and painful. Every step was hard, but she did not stop. She could not stop. She held the muddy money in her hand. It felt dirty. It felt wrong, but she needed it to survive. Her baby needed it more than she did. Cars drove past her. None slowed down. None looked at her. Their bright headlights blinded her for a moment. She used her arm to shield her eyes and kept walking. Lagos was alive even at night. Shops glowed with warm lights. Music played in the distance. People laughed inside cafes. But Nia watched from the outside. She felt like she lived in a different world. A world of cold, mud, and hunger. Her feet hurt. Her stomach tightened again. She stopped under a tree for a moment and breathed through the pain. She whispered, "Please, stay strong, my baby. We will find a place soon." The rain grew lighter, but the wind kept blowing hard. Her thin dress did nothing to protect her from the cold. Her fingers were numb. Her lips felt like ice. She walked toward the old bridge, the only place she knew where she could hide from the rain. The ground there was hard and uneven, but at least it was dry. When she reached the bridge, she sat down slowly. She held her belly and closed her eyes for a moment. The city noise echoed above her. Cars rumbled across the bridge. Honking horns filled the air. People argued. People laughed. People lived their lives without noticing her. Nia felt alone, but she was determined. She would not let life break her. She placed the broken bowl next to her. The crack in the middle looked bigger now. She touched it gently. It reminded her of how fragile life was, and how strong she must become. She took a deep breath. Then she spoke to her unborn child. "I know today was painful. I know you felt everything. But listen to me, my little one. This world will not stay like this for us. One day, we will stand in a warm place. One day, we will have food. One day, we will walk with our heads high." Her voice was soft but steady. There was a quiet fire inside her, a fire that pain could not destroy. Her baby moved again. A small kick, a small reminder that life was still inside her. That hope was still there. Nia smiled a little. It was a weak smile, but it showed her strength. She looked out toward the street. Lights from passing cars made shapes on the wet road. Shadows danced on the walls under the bridge. The night felt long, but she stayed awake. After some time, a stray dog came near her. It sniffed the muddy bill in her hand. Nia shook her head gently and whispered, "No, little one. I can't lose this. I need it, even if it hurts to keep it." She folded the bill and hid it in her pocket. She wrapped her thin scarf around her belly to keep her baby warm. She leaned her back against the cold cement wall. Her body hurt, but she stayed strong. A group of drunk men passed by above the bridge. Their loud laughter echoed down. Nia held her breath until they were gone. She knew the streets were not safe, but she had nowhere else to go. The pain in her stomach came again, sharp, strong. She held her belly and whispered, "Not now. Please. Not here." The pain faded slowly. She breathed out in relief. Her eyes filled with tears again. She wiped them gently and whispered, "I will protect you. I will find a way. I will not let you be born into pain forever." The clouds began to break. The rain almost stopped. Only small drops fell now. Nia looked at the city lights again. For a moment, she imagined herself in a warm home. She imagined holding her baby in clean clothes. She imagined a life without fear. Then she whispered one last promise before closing her tired eyes. "One day, we will rise above this night. I don't know how yet, but I swear to you, my child, we will." Her voice faded softly. The night wrapped around her, and under that bridge, with the sound of the city above her, Nia held hope inside her heart. 2 years passed like slow footsteps. The rain, the cold night, and the pain were now memories inside Nia's heart. But she did not let those memories break her. Every day she fought. Every day she tried to survive. Now she walked through the busy Lagos market with her baby tied to her back. Her daughter slept peacefully, held tight by a cloth wrap around Nia's shoulder. Nia carried heavy baskets for sellers. She lifted sacks. She cleaned stalls. She did anything to earn a little money. Her clothes were clean now. Not new, but clean. Her eyes still looked tired, but there was strength in them. She moved fast like someone who refused to be weak. The market was loud and full of life. People shouted prices. Kids ran between shops. Music came from small speakers. Smells of spices, roasted corn, and fried food filled the air. But Nia did not look around much. She focused on her work. She had a baby to feed. She had dreams to chase, even if they felt far away. One afternoon, as she walked past a fabric shop, she saw an old woman drop her wallet. It fell from her table and rolled under a bench. People walked by, but no one picked it up. Nia bent down, grabbed the wallet, and went to the old woman. "Ma, you dropped this," she said softly. The woman looked surprised. She opened the wallet. Money was still inside. Nothing was missing. "You found this? And you bring it back?" the old woman asked. "Yes, Ma," Nia said. "It belongs to you." The woman smiled slowly. It was a warm smile. "My child, honesty is rare in this world," she said. "What is your name?" "I am Nia," she replied. The woman nodded. "I am Mama Zuri. I sell fabrics here. You are poor, but your heart is rich. Come, work for me." Nia looked shocked. "No, Ma. I don't know how to sell these things." Mama Zuri laughed. "I will teach you. You returned my wallet. That means you are honest. And I only want honest people around me." For the first time in a long time, Nia felt hope rising inside her. She looked at her baby sleeping on her back. Maybe this was the start of something new. Nia began working at the fabric shop. She cleaned the tables. She folded cloth. She watched Mama Zuri sell to customers. She listened to everything. At night, when her baby slept, she practiced simple math with a small notebook. She practiced English words she heard during the day. She repeated them softly so she would not wake her child. Day by day, Nia learned more. She learned how to greet customers with confidence. She learned how to measure fabric. She learned how to count money fast. She learned how to speak clearly without fear. Mama Zuri noticed her progress. "You learn fast, my child," she said. "You work hard. You listen. One day, you will not need to work for anyone. You will have your own place." Nia smiled shyly. "That feels too big for someone like me." Mama Zuri shook her head. "Nothing is too big if you are willing to grow." Those words stayed in Nia's heart. They became a light inside her, a light she had needed for years. But while Nia was rising, far away in a tall building, a different story was happening. A man who once stood above everyone else was slowly falling. His choices were catching up to him. The world was changing, and he did not know how to change with it. But for now, Nia only focused on her small shop corner, her baby's smile, and her growing hope. 5 years passed. The little corner where Nia once stood was now hers. Her own small stall, painted bright blue, clean, organized, beautiful. She sold colorful fabrics, red, yellow, green, patterns from all over Nigeria. People knew her now. They smiled when they saw her. "Good afternoon, Nia," they would say. "You always have the best cloth." Nia worked from sunrise to sunset. Her daughter, Zuri, now a smart little girl, played near the stall or helped fold small pieces of fabric. Nia saved every naira she could. She didn't buy useless things. She didn't waste anything. She dreamed of something bigger. Another 5 years passed. Now Nia owned a shop, not just a stall. A full shop, with walls, shelves, and workers. She hired people who needed help. Single mothers, widows, young girls with no support. She taught them everything she knew. She spoke kindly. She worked harder than anyone. She never forgot the night under the bridge. Her shop grew popular. People from other parts of Lagos came to buy her fabric. Some customers even traveled from other cities. 10 years later, Nia did something she never imagined. She opened a textile factory, a real factory with machines, workers, and shipments going out every week. She exported clothes to America. She worked with designers. She created jobs for hundreds of people. Her name spread everywhere. "Nia makes the best cloth in Lagos," people said. She built everything from nothing. She is strong. She is honest. She is amazing. Nia Global Industries was born. A dream she did not even dare to dream once was now real. But while Nia rose like the sun, Mr. Obasi was slowly losing everything. In his tall office, 2 floors above the city, he gambled money away. He trusted the wrong people. He shouted at good workers. He fired people for no reason. He thought he was always right, but the world does not stay the same forever. Business changed. Markets changed. People changed. But Obasi stayed the same. Proud, cruel, blind. His best staff left him. His deals failed. His partners stopped trusting him. His family stopped visiting him. His friends started whispering behind his back. He thought his money would last forever. He thought he would always be the king, but even kings fall. 20 years after the night he kicked a pregnant woman, his empire was dust. The bank took his house. His company collapsed. His cars were gone. His so-called friends stopped answering his calls. One day, he sat in a small office across from a bank manager. He looked tired, older. His hair was gray. His eyes were dull. The manager said, "Mr. Obasi, you have nothing left. You need a job now." Obasi clenched his jaw. "A job? Me? I don't work under people." The manager sighed. "There is only one company hiring today. Nia Global Industries." Obasi almost laughed. "A woman? I will never work for a woman." But then, his stomach growled with hunger. He touched his empty wallet. He looked at his old shoes. His voice became small. "But I need to eat." He didn't know the truth yet. He didn't know who owned that company. He didn't know the past was waiting for him. But soon, he would know everything. Obasi thinks his money makes him untouchable. But let me ask you a question. If you were in Nia's shoes, would you forgive him later? Or would you destroy him? Type justice in the comments if you think he deserves to lose everything. 20 years had passed since that cold night. The city of Lagos had changed. New buildings touched the sky. Roads were smoother. Lights were brighter. Life moved faster. But one thing had changed the most. Mr. Obasi. He walked slowly toward a tall glass skyscraper. His back was bent a little. His suit was old and loose. His shoes were scratched. His eyes looked tired, as if sleep had left him long ago. The building was huge, shiny, beautiful. The name on the front door read, Nia Global Industries. Obasi stopped for a moment. He stared at the name. He didn't like it. He didn't trust it. He didn't even know who Nia was, but he had no choice. This company was the only place that agreed to see him. Every other door in the city had closed. He whispered to himself, "I used to own this city. And now I am here, asking for a job. I used to own this city. 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 I used to own this city." His voice cracked. He looked around, hoping nobody heard him. People walked past him with purpose. Young workers, clean suits, bright eyes. They looked like the future. He looked like the past. Obasi pulled the door open and stepped inside. Cool air touched his face. The lobby was huge. White floors, tall plants, soft music, people typing on computers, people smiling, people working hard. It all felt strange to him. He was used to shouting orders. He was used to being the boss. Now he was just another man in a long line of applicants. He walked toward the reception desk. A young lady sat there. Her desk was neat and bright. She typed quickly, without looking up. Obasi cleared his throat. "I am here for the job interview." The receptionist finally looked at him. Her eyes moved from his face to his old suit, then to the paper in his hand. She gave a small nod. "Name?" she asked. "Mr. Obasi," he said, trying to sound proud. She typed again. "You may wait over there, sir." She pointed to a group of chairs in the corner. Obasi looked confused. "That is all?" he asked. "No welcome? No water? No respect?" The receptionist blinked. "Sir, please take a seat." Obasi wanted to argue, but he didn't. He walked slowly to the chairs and sat down. Time passed. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Nobody called his name. Nobody asked if he needed help. Nobody cared who he used to be. He felt invisible. His stomach growled loudly. He placed a hand over it. He had not eaten since morning. He looked at the empty water cooler in the corner. He sighed. He whispered to himself, "Do they know who I am? I built companies bigger than this. People used to fear me." But his words felt weak now. They felt like they belonged to another man. A young employee walked past him. The man didn't even look in Obasi's direction. He was busy, focused, full of energy. Obasi watched him and felt a small burn of jealousy. "Look at them," he muttered. "So confident, so proud. But none of them know what real power looks like." He straightened his back and tried to act important, but his tired body wouldn't cooperate. His shoulders dropped again. His eyes felt heavy. He wiped sweat from his forehead. Waiting was harder than he thought. After a long time, the receptionist finally spoke. "Sir, you may go in now. The CEO will see you." Obasi stood quickly. He fixed his tie. He brushed invisible dust off his coat. He tried to make himself look strong, confident, powerful. Inside, he was nervous. But outside, he forced a proud look. He whispered, "It's just a woman. I will impress her. I will get this job. I will rise again." He didn't know the truth. He didn't know the woman inside that office had once cried in the mud because of him. And he didn't know the wheel of time had finally come full circle. He walked toward the large door at the end of the hall, and his past walked with him. Obasi stood in front of the tall wooden door. The sign said, "CEO's office." He took a deep breath. He wanted to look brave. He wanted to look confident, but his hands were shaking. He wiped them on his pants. Then he knocked softly. "Come in," a calm voice said from inside. Obasi pushed the door open. The office was huge, bigger than any office he ever had. Glass walls, tall windows, sunlight covered the room like gold. A woman sat in a big chair with her back facing him. She looked out of the window at the city. Her posture was straight. Her clothes looked expensive. Her hair was tied neatly. Obasi couldn't see her face, but something about her felt strong, cold, serious. He forced a smile. "Good afternoon," he said. She didn't turn around. "Mr. Obasi, yes?" she asked. Her voice was calm, but there was something heavy inside it, something he couldn't understand. "Yes, ma," he replied. "I am here for the manager position." She flipped a page on her desk. "I see your resume," she said. "You were a big man once, a company owner, a powerful leader." Obasi smiled, feeling proud. Yes, I was." "I know how to run things. I know how to lead people." The woman placed the file on her table. Still not turning around, she asked, "So tell me, why do you want to work here now?" Obasi cleared his throat. He didn't want to admit he was desperate. He didn't want to say he was broke. So he lied. "I want to share my wisdom," he said. "I want to help young workers grow. I want to guide them." The woman was silent for a long time, too long. Then she finally turned her chair. Obasi's smile froze on his face. There she was, the same woman, the same eyes, older now, stronger now, dressed in power, wrapped in success. Nia, the woman he kicked in the mud 20 years ago. Obasi felt the floor move under his feet. His throat went dry. His eyes widened. He wanted to speak, but no words came out. Nia did not smile. She did not stand. She only looked at him with calm, sharp eyes. "So, Mr. Obasi," she said softly, "how do you treat people who have nothing?" Obasi blinked fast. He tried to act like he didn't understand. I don't know what you mean," he stammered. Nia leaned slightly forward. Her voice became colder. "Are you sure? You don't remember the rain? The hotel awning? A pregnant woman asking for 5 minutes of shelter?" Obasi felt heat rise in his face. His heart hammered in his chest. I met many beggars," he whispered. "I don't remember everyone." Nia nodded slowly. "I know. Men like you never remember the people you hurt. Because to you..." Obasi swallowed hard. His legs felt weak. He wanted to sit, but he didn't dare move. Nia stood up now. She walked toward him with slow steps. Each step echoed in the large office. She stopped in front of him. Her eyes did not blink. Her expression stayed cold. 20 years ago," she said, "you told a pregnant woman to eat mud. You kicked her bowl. You laughed at her pain." Obasi's lips trembled. His pride melted away. He felt small, smaller than he had ever felt. I was young," he whispered. "I didn't mean..." Nia raised her hand. "Do not lie," she said. "You meant every word. But you never thought the world would change. You never thought the poor woman you kicked would one day own the company you begged to work for. Obasi looked down at the floor. He felt shame burning inside him. His voice cracked as he said, "Please, I need this job. I am not the same man anymore." But, Nia walked back to her chair. She sat down slowly. She looked at him with a calm face, but her eyes carried 20 years of pain. "We will see," she said. "Sit. The interview is not over." Obasi sat down quietly, like a schoolboy waiting for punishment. Inside his heart, fear had fully replaced his pride. And Nia finally had the power he once stole from her. The office felt colder now. Obasi sat in front of Nia, trying not to shake. He kept his hands on his knees. He tried to sit straight, but his back bent again. His breath came slow, scared, unsure. Nia watched him quietly. She didn't rush. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't have to. Her silence was stronger than shouting. Obasi opened his mouth to speak, but Nia stopped him with one small gesture. "Not yet," she said. Her voice was calm, too calm. She opened the drawer of her desk. She took out a plastic bowl. Old, cracked, dirty at the edges. She placed it on the table between them. Obasi's eyes widened. He knew that bowl. He remembered kicking it into the mud. He remembered laughing. He remembered the cold night, the woman crying, the money on the ground. He felt his heart drop into his stomach. Nia tapped the bowl once with her finger. The sound echoed in the office. "Do you remember this?" she asked. Obasi looked down. His voice came out weak. I don't know." Nia leaned back in her chair. "You don't remember because people like me never mattered to you." Her words cut sharper than a knife. Obasi swallowed hard. He wiped sweat from his forehead. His hands shook as he tried to explain. "I was young," he said. "I made mistakes. I didn't mean to hurt anyone." Nia looked at him without blinking. "You didn't mean to. You kicked a pregnant woman. You told her to eat mud. You called her filth. You laughed while she cried." Obasi closed his eyes tightly. The memories he tried to forget were now alive again. Nia stood up. She walked slowly around the table. Her heels clicked softly on the floor. She stopped beside him. "Look at me," she said. Obasi lifted his head. His eyes were filled with shame. 20 years ago," Nia said. "You broke me. You broke my hope. You broke my heart. But you did not break my spirit." "How does Rudda?" Her voice filled the room. Strong, controlled, full of truth. "I worked," she continued. "I carried heavy loads. I learned to read. I learned to sell. I grew my stall into a shop. My shop into a business. My business into this company." She pointed around the giant office. "This empire was built from pain. It was built from hunger. It was built from the night you threw money at me." Obasi lowered his head again. He felt smaller with every word she spoke. Nia walked back to her chair. She sat down slowly, like a queen taking her throne. "You are here today," she said, "because you lost everything, because the people you trusted left you, because the world no longer fears you." Obasi nodded weakly. He didn't try to hide the truth anymore. Nia continued, "And now, the only company willing to give you a chance, it belongs to the woman you once pushed into the mud." Obasi's voice cracked. "Please, I am begging you. I need this job. I have nothing left." Nia studied his face. She saw fear. She saw shame. She saw a man who was finally paying the price for his cruelty. She leaned forward slightly. "Tell me something, Mr. Obasi," she said. "If life gave you another chance, would you treat people differently?" Obasi nodded quickly. Yes, I would. I have learned my lesson." But Nia did not smile. She did not trust him yet. She knew people like him could fake anything when desperate. "I am not looking for lies," she said. "I want truth. And truth comes from actions, not words." She tapped the bowl again. The sound echoed deeper this time. "This," she said softly, "is justice returning to you. There's Alevness's letter." Obasi felt tears in his eyes. He blinked them away quickly, ashamed to cry. Nia leaned back in her chair. Her eyes stayed on him. "The interview is over," she said. Obasi felt his heart stop for a moment. Was this the end? Was he rejected? Was she going to throw him out? But Nia wasn't finished yet. "There is something you must do," she said, "and your future depends on it." Obasi stared at Nia, waiting to hear his fate. His hands shook. His throat felt dry. He knew this moment would decide the rest of his life. Nia stood up slowly and walked toward the glass wall behind her. The city lights shone on her face. She looked calm, strong, unbroken. "When you hurt me 20 years ago," she said, "I had nothing. No money, no home, no help. Only a baby inside me and a heart full of pain." Obasi lowered his eyes. He could not look at her anymore. "But today," Nia continued, "I have built something powerful, something honest, something that lifts people up, not pushes them down." She turned around and faced him. "And today, you have nothing. No money, no house, no friends. Only the weight of your past." Obasi whispered, I know. Please, forgive me." Nia walked back to her desk and sat down. She folded her hands. "Forgiveness is not given with words," she said. "It is earned with actions." Obasi nodded quickly. "I will do whatever you say. Anything." "And?" Nia pointed at the old plastic bowl on the table. "This bowl reminds me of who I used to be," she said. "And it reminds me of the man you used to be." Obasi's eyes filled with tears. Nia continued, "I will give you a chance, but not the one you want. Hellben is out." Obasi looked confused. "A chance? What kind?" "You will not be a manager," Nia said. "You will start at the bottom, as a junior worker. You will listen. You will learn. You will treat everyone with respect." Obasi's mouth fell open. "A junior? Me? I was—" Nia raised her hand. "You were powerful. Now you must learn to be human." He swallowed his pride. He nodded slowly. He had no other choice. Nia stood again and pointed toward the hallway. "There are 2 doors outside," she said. "Door A leads to the HR office. They will give you your uniform, ID card, and your first task." Obasi looked down, ashamed. A uniform, a simple job, a life he never imagined for himself. "And door B," Nia continued, "leads outside. If you choose that door, you walk away forever. No job, no second chance, nothing." Obasi stared at the floor. His pride fought inside him. His stomach twisted with hunger. He closed his eyes. Then he whispered, "I choose door A." Nia nodded. "Good. Not because you deserve the chance, but because I choose to rise above the man you once were." Obasi stood slowly. He felt smaller than ever, yet strangely relieved. As he reached the door, Nia spoke again. "Obasi." He turned back. Nia looked at him with calm, steady eyes. "Life always gives back what you give to others. Remember that." Obasi nodded weakly. He stepped out of the office. The door closed behind him, and for the first time in 20 years, Nia breathed freely. She looked at the old bowl one last time. She touched its broken edge. Then she placed it gently into a box labeled, "Past." She smiled softly, not because she hurt him, but because she had healed herself. Her phone buzzed. Another business meeting, another deal, another day of success. She whispered, "We made it, my child. We really made it." The camera pulls back. The skyscraper glows. Lagos lights shine like stars. Nia stands tall in her office. A woman who turned pain into power. No one stays on top forever, and no one stays at the bottom forever. Respect everyone, even when you are strong, because fate has a way of turning tables when you least expect it. The wheel of time always turns, and today it stopped at justice. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe to African Tales by Kairo. I have walked through many more villages and have many more secrets to share. Join our family, and I'll see you in the next story.